Okay. Welcome to the launch of the Boundless Freedoms TV show, where I have the awesome opportunity to chat with people who are creating freedom in their lives and are willing to share that and their secrets with us. My name is Deborah Chelette-Wilson, and I'm the creator, originator, host, and bottle washer or whatever for this new endeavor that I'm undertaking. So I'm very excited tonight, not only to launch this and to get out of my comfort zone, but I'm excited to have for my first guest a lady who is not only just a friend and a confidant, who is the CEO of the Public Speakers Association. She's also a person who we work together to help other people live better lives as well. So I'm so excited to welcome Tonya Hofmann tonight. Hi, Tonya.
Yay! Hello, everybody. I'm so excited for you. I'm so glad. I'm so excited.
Well, this is one of those getting out of your comfort zone. So that's part of creating the life you want to have and the freedom you want to have, is to step out of your comfort zone. So I'm putting my words where my experience is right now. So tell us a little bit about you, Tonya, and what is it you're doing these days to continue creating freedom in your life? Because I know you've done a lot of things that have moved you forward in that. Yeah. I know what you're doing now.
Well, there's a lot of life lessons, right? And a lot of times what's so hard is we see people where they are today, right? Instead of where they come. I mean, I've been so proud of you and your personal growth and trying something new, because that's really what it's all about. And for myself, I really had to challenge myself to a different level. So I've got a goal every year. It's the same goal. And that's to look back on myself the year before and not recognize myself. And to prove that I was so different, in 2005, I was a complete introvert, didn't want to talk to anyone, was scared of everything, was shake and shiver if I had to stand up, even give like an elevator pitch. It was horrible. So this was me, 2005. I love this picture. I did not love it at the time. This was at a holiday gala, ladies. Yeah, this is what I wore to a gala. So when you start really looking at that progression, what had to change? Well, when I took that picture and they handed it to me, I was like, what the heck am I doing? And I realized that I was actually keeping myself from being amazing. I didn't believe I was amazing. I didn't believe that I was beautiful, that I was smart, that I could be successful, fill in the blank, right? Mm-hmm. And I went home and I wrote down every single fear I had, and I started tackling every single one of them. And then here I am today, a speaker, owner of the Public Speakers Association, and then, you know, friends with incredible people like Deborah. I mean, hello, my life is good.
So what were some of the steps that you had to take once you started looking at your fears to move through them?
You know, I really saw the opportunities in front of me, you know, because I really think that the universe, God, whatever that power that's out there, they really do guide you, and they really do put you into situations where they make you do things that you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And we could either turn away and say no, or we could go for it. And so, like, one of my fears was walking up to a guy in a tie. It was on my list and everything. And so I was at an event, and there he was, a guy in a full-on suit, tie, two beautiful blondes, taller than him, standing side by side him, right on both sides. I'm like, this dude is someone big. And so I was like, okay. So I gathered up my courage and just marched right over and put my hand out and said, hi, I'm Tonya Hofmann, and I'm the CEO of your local city, which really wasn't anything back then. You know, it was just like a little online directory, but I did it. And you know what he did? He reached out and shook my hand. Wasn't that amazing? And then the one of the ladies, she goes, oh, you're Tonya? I heard about you. You have this online directory thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's me. So it's so funny how the fear really didn't end up being anything. He ended up actually being the president of Wells Fargo. Hello. And so I was like, got to meet him and get his business card. And he said he would help me. And, you just do it and don't worry about what the outcome is going to be, because it's never as bad as you think it's going to be.
Okay. And you learned that from actually getting out there and experiencing and facing those fears.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're usually just in your head, And one of the biggest lessons, there's two lessons I learned that like really changed my life. And one of them is you got to just create what you want to create your life to be. So I've heard a quote that says, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And I'm like, all these years I've been trying to figure out, who is Tonya? Who should she be? What is she? I was trying to find out who I was when all I had to do was go out and create me. And that was a big lesson. And then the other one is connecting to really amazing people and just reaching out and saying hello. I remember in 2006, I tested the waters because I decided to get over my fear, my voice. So I went on AM radio. I had an AM radio show that aired across Texas, and I invited all of the politicians that year to be on my show. And so at first I was just like local people. And I was like, well, let me go for the governors. Sure enough, they wanted to be on. And then I went for the big guys, right? Anyone I could think of. And I remember getting the email back from people like Hillary Clinton and Al Gore and Bush and people. They were like people emailing me. And I was like, oh, man, they say they were really nice. They said you were a little busy. And but they responded. And I'm like, wow, that was a huge lesson that people, no matter how big they are, they still need promotions and marketing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So step by step, it was like little steps, not, sometimes we are told it's got to be some big thing, but it's really the little things that add up, and all those little steps that, would you say that's kind of a secret to creating the freedom that you have today?
Yeah, you really have to bite it little at a time. When they always eat it bite by bite, right? And it really is that case, progressing yourself, obviously I was a brunette, right? But look at all that white coming in. So my head's actually about 90% white. So finally I'm like, all right, fine, I'll be a blonde, So that didn't happen overnight. So nothing really happens overnight, but it doesn't happen at all until you put yourself out there to make it happen. And when you connect to the right people, they not force you, but encourage you. Right, Deborah?
I would say so. Yeah, you push without pushing.
And I remember because I was at an event one time, a lady had invited me, and I walk in, and they were all women, but they were like doctors and the top lawyers in Austin and all these, big, powerful women. And I was like, why am I here? I'm just little Tonya. I felt so out of place. But they didn't see that, right? That was all inside me. And that was such a huge lesson. I remember parking way down the street because I think I was driving a Taurus at the time, and they were all in, these, incredible cars, Cadillacs and, Mercedes and whatever. And so I parked way down the street so they wouldn't see that it was my car. Because I just felt like, why am I here? But then I realized when I started talking to them, they were just people. And that was such a huge life lesson for me, that everyone is just a person. I meet celebrities now all the time, and believe me, there's really nice people and there's really not nice people. I don't care if it's, a person, in any stage of life, there's people you want to know and there's people you don't want to ever know.
So would you say that personal growth is one of the steps in order to create freedom in your life?
Absolutely. There's sometimes that we think that everything has to be in a beautiful paved road, and it rarely looks actually that way. And I found kind of putting your toes into the sand and feeling the path as you're walking it, and then oops, you stumble over into the grass, or maybe even splash into the water and get swept away for a little while. But you always go in a direction. And even when things you're like, I thought I was supposed to be doing this other thing, but it leads you into something else. And that's part of, I think, what we have to let go of is we are meant to go and do things, to grow ourselves, to expand our minds, or expand our beliefs in our own self, so that we can go and help others and be of service to ourselves and the planet. But you can't do that if you're staying at home, huddled behind a TV and watching somebody else's show, right? You got to be like Deborah and standing out there going, yeah, I got my
own show. Yeah, it is a whole different life when you do those kinds of things. That's for sure. So is there anything new on the horizon for you?
Oh, there's always something new. There's always something to push, because remember, I have to change myself every year. So this year, right before Christmas, I called up my mentor and I said, what are you up to? Because you always stick around people who have their thumb on the, like the pulse of what's happening in the world. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I'm into cryptocurrency. And I'm like, into what? And he's like, it's like Bitcoin. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like behind the 8 ball on that. I don't know what that is. And so that's when he was like, well, you need to come out to California. I want to introduce you to the president of this company. I'm like, okay. And so I just get on the plane and fly out to LA, and the president of iPro Network. And now I'm into cryptocurrency. That got me into e-commerce and creating websites that are fully functional that you can create, right? So I've created a beauty one called myprettyprice.com. So people get discounts. Everything about this company is about helping you earn a really solid income. And then you get the cryptocurrency. So, it went from 2 cents the other day to like 10 cents. I just looked, I think it was like 14 cents. So it's going up. And if y'all don't know what it is, it just means it's digital currency. It's like the US dollar, but it's in coins that have value. So just like US dollar and yen and all these currencies have value, so do these. And the world is using them. And a lot of times Americans think that it's only us, in the world. No, it's really not. So the rest of the world is loving cryptocurrency. And we've got to really jump on this bandwagon, take it right now while we have an opportunity. And then get connected to people that will take you on, remember, that grassy path or into the stream, because you never know where you're going to get swept away, and have fun and do something crazy like Deborah's doing and doing her own TV show.
So how could people, if they're interested, find out more about the company that you're talking about and what they're doing?
I would definitely go to ipronetwork.com and then get connected with Deborah or myself. We would love to help you. She's on my team, and we're having a blast with this. It's really not as scary as you think it is. It's really not even that complicated. You can always tell when geeks create something because they make it sound so complicated, and it really isn't that complicated. So we would love to help you. So yeah, reach out to us. If you go to my website, you go to publicspeakersassociation.com. At the bottom, there's a little pop-up window for a scheduling. So you can just schedule some time to chat with us. And then remember to tell me that you're from Deborah's show, so that we can get you all connected to Deborah, and we can be a family. We can be a family tree.
Anything happening, I guess, in the Texas area where we're living that would be helpful to people that will be watching this show in Texas?
Yeah, if you're in Texas, we're going to do some in-person fun events, starting with the Fort Worth, Dallas area on the 19th, and then we're coming to the Austin on the 20th, San Antonio the 20th in the evening, and then we're going to Houston on the 21st of January. So if you're in around, go to meetup.com and just search in cryptocurrency, and you should see one of my groups with my little picture on it. You know, look for the blonde that has the straight hair, and then come and join us, because it's going to be a lot of fun. We have Bishop Stewart, who's my sponsor. He's one of the top guys in the whole company. He was the second one that Mr. Pacheco called when he started the company. So he's flying in to explain what is cryptocurrency and how can we take advantage of it.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Very exciting. Well, thank you so much for
I can't wait.
Launching my first show, and of course I look forward to seeing what more we can get into, and how much farther I'm going to go this year, and being the change I want to see.
Oh, I can. By the end of 2018, yeah, you're going to be out. You're going to be this butterfly that just won't come down. Like, would you come off the ceiling? Get down here.
Oh, that would be that's fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. So again, thank you so much. And for all of you watching out there, if you'd like to get in touch with me, you can email me at Deborah at at Boundless Freedoms. I got too many emails. Boundlessfreedoms.com, or and visit my website, www.alifeofloveandbalance, and you can set up a time where we could have a chat, and I can visit with you about some other things that I get into, and or about the cryptocurrency. So thank you, Tonya, and thank you everyone for watching, and look forward to seeing you next time.